What exactly is chaos? Is it the unexpected, the alien, the unfamiliar rushing into our experience? Is it that which lies outside our models and our basic predictions that we construct to navigate and make sense of the world? You see, chaos, its nature appears as a disruption, as something that unsettles, as something that essentially challenges our grounding, our footing in the world, and it pulls us away from the comfort of what we know. Yet chaos is not a force merely to resist, to push against. If one has an enlightened perspective of chaos, they will see it as a teacher, as an initiator, as something that propels us into the immediacy of experience and thus demands a kind of reaction. In the grip of chaos, our mind often scatters, our heart races, our body tightens, stress seems to overtake us, and it becomes difficult to maintain grounding, to maintain clarity, stillness, and presence. And in these moments of chaos, where we are truly rattled, it becomes necessary to find a form of anchor through grounding, through being truly grounded. And this raises the question, what does it mean to be grounded? And I think really to be grounded means to hold your frequency, to hold your center, to hold your authenticity. It means discerning what energy is your energy and what is not. It means really identifying what is your essence versus what is tainted or influenced by external forces. And this means finding your true center, finding your authentic center. And really to find your center, it means knowing yourself. It means knowing who you are when all the facades drop, when you're not trying to meet certain social expectations or performing certain roles. And this kind of authenticity, it demands honesty. It demands the recognition of when you are aligned with truth and when you are compromising just to merely fit in. You see, chaos by its very nature, it exposes us, it tests our alignment and reveals our vulnerabilities. It puts us into a state of disequilibrium, a state of anxiety, a state of fatigue, a state of purposelessness. And these signals, when they arise in the experience of chaos, they're not failures, they're not signs that we are doing something wrong, but they are really invitations to realign, invitations that invite us to react, to find, rediscover our center, and to find clarity yet again. And when we are centered, we experience a profound sense of relaxed concentration. The right actions, the right movements, they will always flow naturally when we are situated in the space. When we're situated in the space, we are naturally energized, we're naturally engaged, and we are intuitively aligned with the moment. Our direction, the direction to our movement, it ceases to be forced, it ceases to be contrived. It really just arises effortlessly from within. And you see, when we look at life with an enlightened perspective, we will understand that it will always have a tendency to present moments of chaos. It will test us, it will push us, it will stretch us. But these moments, they aren't to be avoided, they are opportunities for growth. And without them, there is no challenge, there is no expansion, there is no transformation. Chaos forces us to confront ourselves. And in this confrontation, we must choose whether we retreat into comfort or whether we advance towards truth, whatever the cost. And to navigate chaos, we must cultivate awareness. And awareness is really the medium through which we orient within this world. It is that which selects, which emphasizes, which clarifies. This is attention really. Attention is an aspect of our awareness which it discriminates, it identifies what we ought to prioritize, what we are to focus our energies upon, and what we should ignore. And everything we ignore is that which is outside of our attention. And you see, many of us, we will have a natural tendency to orient our attention outside to the world, but it takes a certain sense of courage to orient our attention inwards. And we must orient our attention inwards if we are to discover our center, if we are to find what does it feel like when we are in this peaceful, concentrated and relaxed state. And when we can identify that state, when we are in our center, we can then also identify, when is it that we are straying from the state? When is it we are feeling restless, in a state of disease and, agitation? Like I said, when we are aligned, we find stillness. And this stillness is not really the absence of movement, but it's really the understanding of the foundation of movement. It's the understanding of the silence from which thought emerges. It's the source of our being. As the Sufi poet Rumi once said, silence is the language of God. And it is in silence that we recognize that, we are not our thoughts, we're not the experiences, the feelings that arise within us. We are really the empty witness, the empty observer of everything, all the fluxing forms that appear. And you see, it is really desire which is a energetical leash which ties us to the world of chaos. It is desire which entangles us in cravings, certain cravings which are often conditioned by society, by culture, and even our own biology. And I think that freedom is understanding and recognizing these energetical leashes. And freedom is a choice not to be bound by them. And when we choose not to be a mere slave to our desires, slave to the various leashes that take us into certain patterns, when we recognize and liberate ourselves from this, it is then where we are living authentically with clarity and truth. And this movement towards authenticity, towards liberation, it is often called awakening. It's often called enlightenment or ascension. And it is really, by its nature, a process of freeing awareness from external traps. And when we free awareness from these external traps, we are then able to align with our true selves. You see, chaos, it will always come. It always does. But when you are grounded, when you are centered, chaos really becomes a wave to surf and not a storm to resist. And when we are able to effectively surf these waves, we discover who we truly are. We discover ourselves to be free, to be authentic, and to be truly alive in the flow and the change of life. And this is the truth of grounding. This is the path to freedom.